What up, though? Your boy Meech, aka the CI Saint. Hope everyone's doing well. Time for another fragrance video, and it is tagged video time. This is going to be a fun one. Let's get into it. All right, well, as stated in the intro, this is going to be a tagged video. Got to shout out my man Kevin over at Smell Goods for tagging me in this video. If you don't subscribe to his channel already, you need to, because that brother has great content. But in this video, or in his video, he did actually two parts where he talked about some clone inspired by fragrance houses in part one. Then in part two, he did designer niche houses, and he talked about basically the best fragrance from that house, or if you took all of the fragrances that he owned from those houses away, the fragrance that he talked about was the one he would keep. So I'm going to take on the tag. I'm going to combine parts 1 and 2 of his video, and I'm going to talk about some inspired by houses, some designer houses, and some niche houses, and the one fragrance that I'm going to hang on to from those houses. As was his criteria, these houses, I have to own at least 3 or more fragrances from the house for them to be eligible. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, I'm going to start first with the house of Versace. I actually own 6 fragrances from the house, which I was actually surprised by. 5 of the 6 are fragrances in the ever popular Hawass line. The other one, Phaton Pour Homme, is kind of a Terre de Hermes style of fragrance. But the fragrance that I would hang on to if you made me only keep one of my Versace fragrances would be Hawass Ice. I absolutely love this fragrance. Fruity, citric, fresh, watery, a long-lasting scent, perfect for the warm weather months, even though you probably could wear this one all year round. This is an absolute banger. It is a compliment getter. Synthetic is all get out, but it is a really, really good fragrance, and you can get it nowadays for under $30. This is a fantastic one, and this is definitely the one I would hang on to from the house of Versace. This is Hawass Ice. All right, next up, we're going to talk about the house of Paris Corner. There are some bangers that I own from the house. My man Walt Fatboy Finesse did a video recently where he said Paris Corner seems to kill the game with the fall winter scents, and they do. You know, Charuto Tobacco Vanille, Rifacat, which would have probably been my honorable mention here, Milano Privé, another banger from the house. But the one I'm going to hang on to, if you made me get rid of all of them, is Camaro Homme Intense. This is a part of their Pandora scents line. This is a take on Dior Homme Intense, and it's fantastic. You get that lipstick makeup bag iris. It's a little fizzy to me at the top. I always say it kind of smells like rock and rye. I don't know if everybody has rock and rye where they live, but shout out to Fago. But this one has that labdanum that kind of gives you a leathery feel, some spice. Such a sexy fragrance, great for evenings out in the fall and winter. Great date night fragrance, compliment getter, absolute banger. This is definitely the one I would hang on to from Paris Corner. This is Camaro Homme Intense. All right, next up, we're going to talk about Fragrance World, because y'all know I'm a Fragrance World guy. That is my favorite inspired by or clone fragrance house. And I have a lot of bangers from Fragrance World. Spectre Ghost, you know, Mirage Absolute, Francique 63.55. The list goes on and on. You know, Royal Blend. But if I had to hang on to one, it's the fragrance of the summer for me. This one took me by storm. It's from that French Avenue line, and it's in partnership with Aromatics. We're talking about Platine Blanc. This is an absolute banger. Fresh, clean, you know, that minty accord, that mojito vibe. This fragrance, man, I wore this so much, and I just got it like in July. The last 2 months, I've been wearing this like crazy, layering it, doing all sorts of things. This is an absolute banger of a fragrance. And right now, it's the one that I would keep if you made me get rid of all of my Fragrance World fragrances. Again, this is Aromatics Platine Blanc in partnership with French Avenue. All right, we're going to shift gears to a designer fragrance house, probably my favorite designer fragrance house, that being the house of Dior. I have Dior Sauvage Parfum. I have Dior Homme Parfum 2025, which gets a lot of hate. That fragrance is actually pretty good. I just wore that a couple of days ago, actually. Dior Homme Sport would have probably been an honorable mention here, but the fragrance I'm going with is Dior Homme 2020, one of those kings of versatility in my collection. Cedarwood dominant scent, a woody aromatic fragrance, huge compliment getter, versatile anytime, any place, any occasion. I know I can wear this fragrance and it is going to work. For the longest time, it was the best fragrance in my collection. It slid down the list, but it's still an absolute banger, and my choice from the house of Dior, Dior Homme 2020. All right, the next fragrance house we're going to talk about, bit of a surprise here, the house of Mercedes-Benz. My favorite car brand fragrance house. I actually own, believe it or not, 4 fragrances from Mercedes-Benz. The original Mercedes-Benz for men kind of gives you a Dior Fahrenheit Aqua type of vibe. Mercedes-Benz Man Bright is kind of a blue de Chanel type of fragrance. One of their most underrated fragrances, I think at least, is Mercedes-Benz Select Night, which kind of smells a little bit like Tom Ford's Noir Extreme. Nice evening fragrance for the cooler weather months. But you guys can probably guess what my selection is going to be from the house. It's Mercedes-Benz Club Black, an absolute vanilla bomb. Arguably still my favorite vanilla fragrance in my collection. You do get some patchouli and incense and ambroxan, but this is all about the vanilla, one that I am going to grab quite a bit as we transition into the fall season. This is a fantastic fragrance and one of my favorites. My favorite from the house for sure, Mercedes-Benz Club Black. All right, next up we're going niche here, and probably my favorite niche house, or at least the niche house that I have the most fragrances from, is the house of Mancera. Banger after banger in my collection, from Tonka Cola to Cosmic Pepper to Aqua Wood, Oud Lemon Mint, Cedrat Boisé, Intense Cedrat Boisé. I could go on and on. Amberful will probably be the honorable mention here, but the fragrance from the house that I absolutely will hang on to is the first Mancera I ever purchased, and that is Vetiver Sensual. Such a good fragrance, man. Probably my favorite office fragrance, probably one of the safest, if I condoned or suggested a blind buy, probably one of the safest blind buys you can make. Beautiful citruses at the top, very fresh, soapy. The vetiver here is not too dirty or earthy, just gives it a woody aspect. This is a fantastic fragrance, long lasting too, for it to be a freshie. Definitely the one I will hang on to from the house. I absolutely love this fragrance. Again, this is Vetiver Sensual by Mancera. All right, next up, we're going to talk about one of the most underrated designer fragrance houses, in my opinion, that being the house of Brioni. I actually have exactly 3 fragrances from the house. The fragrance that I would absolutely keep is going to be Brioni Eau de Parfum Intense. This is a love for me. Everybody has their definitions on what constitutes a 10 out of 10 fragrance for them. This is a 10 out of 10 for me, man. Little bit of citrus here, that green apple, the saffron, the vanilla, the patchouli, and the very wearable oud in this fragrance. This is like grown man personified. Such a classy, elegant fragrance. I absolutely love this one, man. This is one that I will wear maybe to the office if I'm dressed up a little bit nice, or formally in the evening time. This is a good fragrance for like church, things of that nature. I feel like I have to dress this one up more often than not when I wear it, but it's a fantastic fragrance. I absolutely love it. Top 10 in my collection, man, no doubt. Brioni Eau de Parfum Intense. All right, and last but not least, we're going to talk about a niche fragrance house that personally is on the rise for me, and that is the house of Michael Malloy. I absolutely love the fragrances that I've gotten my nose on. They're pretty readily available in Perfume Mania, so if you have a Perfume Mania in your area, you can smell quite a few of the Michael Malloy fragrances. I own 3. I recently added Ginger Plus Mist to my collection, and that is an absolute banger. That could have been the one that I'm going to hang on to. This was, of the fragrance houses in this video, in terms of picking one, it was so close between the 3, but the one that I'm going to go with might be a surprise because I love Citizen Jack Absolute, but I'm going to go with Ocean Noir in this case. This is a aquatic blue fragrance. You get some, aquatic notes. You get a tangelo note. You get coconut in this fragrance. This is definitely what I would describe as a summertime blue fragrance, just because of the, coconut aquatic feel that you get with this fragrance. I wore this fragrance just last Sunday. Went out to play around the golf with my friend. I put this on almost every time I apply this, and my girl's around. She's like, "What's that? What you wearing?" This is one that she really likes. Very mass appealing scent. It smells fantastic. I was critical of it at first because I didn't think it lasted long, but I think I was just going nose blind to it because I get a good 6 to 8 hours out of my wearing experience these days. But this is fantastic. My choice from the house of Michael Malloy, Ocean Noir. Well, there you have it, guys. 8 fragrance houses and the one fragrance that I would keep from each house if I had to get rid of them all. It was a tough decision, but decisions have been made. Once again, thank you to Kevin over at Smell Goods for tagging me in this video. I'll tag some folks as well in the description of this video. Just off the top of my head, I'm thinking about my man Scent Bubble, KV Smell Good. Those are some people I know that I didn't see Kevin tag, and I'll maybe throw a few others again in the description as I think of them. But let me know some of your favorite fragrances from some of your favorite fragrance houses. Throw those in the comment section. I love to hear about them. Be sure to check out my social media for more. Please like and subscribe wherever you're watching this. That would be greatly appreciated. Once again, it's your boy Meech, aka the CI Saint. Until next time, take care. Peace.